Okay, so today we're going to be talking about solving for a given variable. So we're trying to get a specific letter all by itself. So if we look at 1a, this is like a problem that we're used to. We're trying to solve for y because that's what the problem says to do up here. So when we're trying to get the y by itself, we want to do the opposite of whatever is happening next to it. So instead of minusing 4, the opposite would be to add 4. What you do to one side of the equation, you always do to the other side of the equation. My 4's cancel on the left because negative 4 plus 4 is 0. On the left-hand side, I have y equals, and then on the right-hand side, 8 and 4 make 12. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove each of these numbers at a time so that we're still solving for y, but we can't combine like terms afterwards because they won't be the same. So here, my 8 and my 4 are like terms because they're both numbers and they both don't have letters next to them. On B, I want to do the same thing. Even though I've taken and replaced the negative 4 with an x, it's still the same operation. So you still have to make sure that you're following your procedures. So we're trying to get the y by itself. So the opposite of minus x is plus x to each side. But here, like I was talking about with the like terms, x and 8 are not like terms. So you cannot add them together. So on this problem, we have y on the left-hand side still. And then on the right-hand side, we have x plus 8. Or you could write it as 8 plus x. So this is a simplified version of the answer. We got the y all by itself, but we cannot combine like terms, so we just leave the letters there. And then C, we've actually removed all of the numbers. So we're still trying to get this y by itself. So the opposite of minus x is plus x to each side. Now notice that the w and the x are not the same letter, so we cannot combine them because they are not like terms. On the left-hand side, I still have my y, and on the right-hand side, we have w plus x. Again, you cannot combine them because they are not like terms. They are different letters. So that's the idea behind this. You still use the same exact operations, even though we have all letters in the end. So you have to be really careful and figure out what we're trying to solve for, because that's when a lot of mistakes are made. So for example, let's look at number 10C. So this problem says that we're trying to solve for x, because that's what the directions told us to do. So we want to get this x by itself. So the x and my y are getting multiplied because they're right next to each other, and that means multiplication. So the opposite would be divide. What I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other side. The y's cancel on the left, leaving just my x. And on the right-hand side, I have still my b divided by my y. Because they're not like terms, I can't combine them or simplify. So this is the correct answer. X is by itself, and that's what we're trying to do for today. Let's see.